Imagine, you're born 200,000 years ago. There are no houses, no beds, no blankets, no locks, and definitely no electricity. As the sun slowly disappears behind the mountains, the entire world begins to change. Birds stop singing, the temperature starts dropping, the forest becomes strangely quiet, until suddenly a wolf howls in the distance. Then another, and another. You grip your wooden spear tighter, because you know one thing: if you're still outside after dark, you probably won't survive until morning. So here's the question: how did ancient humans ever start sleeping at night? After all, night was when the world's deadliest predators came alive, so why didn't humans simply sleep during the day instead? The answer begins millions of years before the first human even existed. Our ancient ancestors weren't nocturnal animals. They were active during the daytime. That's because sunlight gave them their greatest advantage: vision. Humans have excellent color vision. We can recognize faces, spot fruits, see danger from far away. But when darkness arrives, our eyesight becomes surprisingly bad. Compare that to a leopard, or an owl, or even a cat. Their eyes are specially designed for hunting in low light. A human trying to compete with them at night would lose almost every time. So, over thousands of generations, humans naturally became creatures of the day. They hunted, collected fruits, made tools, and searched for water while the sun was up, because once darkness arrived, nature belonged to something else. Every evening became a race against time. As soon as the sun began setting, everyone knew exactly what to do. Stop searching for food, stop exploring, find shelter, fast. Sometimes it was a cave, sometimes it was beneath a large rock over. Sometimes they simply built a temporary shelter using branches and leaves, anywhere that made it harder for predators to reach them, because sleeping out in the open wasn't just uncomfortable, it could be your last night alive. Imagine trying to fall asleep, knowing something with sharp teeth could be watching you from the darkness. And the worst part? You wouldn't even see it coming. So, how did ancient humans survive an entire night surrounded by predators? The answer wasn't simple. At first, sleep wasn't something everyone did at the same time. Imagine a group of 20 people living together. Children were sleeping. Some adults were asleep, but a few remained awake, listening carefully, watching the darkness. Every crack of a branch, every strange sound, every pair of glowing eyes in the distance could mean danger. Scientists believe early humans probably slept in groups because there was safety in number. A lion might attack one person, but attacking 20 people with sharp sticks, that was much riskier. Working together became humanity's greatest survival tool. But even then, the night still belonged to predators, until humans discovered something that changed everything: fire. No one knows exactly who first controlled fire, but we know it happened hundreds of thousands of years ago. And it completely transformed human life. For the first time, humans could push back the darkness. Imagine seeing a bright orange flame for the very first time. It wasn't just beautiful, it was powerful. Predators that once walked fearlessly through the night suddenly became cautious. Many wild animals naturally avoided fire. That meant camps became much safer. Instead of hiding in complete darkness, people could now stay awake after sunset. They could cook food, dry wet clothes, warm themselves during freezing nights, repair tools. And something even more important happened. People began sitting around the fire, talking, sharing stories, teaching children. Some scientists even believe this is where human storytelling truly began. Think about it. For the first time in history, people weren't spending every second trying to survive. They had time to think, to laugh, to imagine. The campfire didn't just protect their bodies, it helped shape the human mind. But even with fire, one huge problem remained. Humans still weren't built for life after dark. Why? Because our bodies had already evolved around something much older than fire: the sun. And that ancient biological clock is still inside you today. As you're watching this video, your brain is constantly checking one thing: how much sunlight is around you. Deep inside your brain is a tiny biological clock. It's called your circadian rhythm. Long before clocks, calendars, or smartphones existed, this natural clock told ancient humans when to wake up and when to sleep. Every morning, sunlight entered their eyes. Their brains received a signal: it's daytime, time to wake up. Their bodies became more alert. Their heart rate increased. Their energy levels rose. It was time to hunt, gather food, build tools, and explore. But as the sun slowly disappeared, something incredible happened. The brain started releasing a hormone called melatonin. Think of melatonin as your body's natural sleep signal. It tells your muscles to relax, your eyes become heavy, your body temperature drops, and little by little, you feel sleepy. Ancient humans had no streetlights, no televisions, no phones lighting up their faces at midnight. So once darkness arrived, their bodies naturally prepared for sleep for thousands of generations. This pattern repeated itself. Sunrise, wake up. Sunset, go to sleep. Eventually, it became part of who we are. Even today, your body still follows almost the exact same routine. That's why many people feel sleepy after sunset, even if they aren't tired, and why staying awake all night often leaves you exhausted the next day. But here's something surprising. Ancient humans probably didn't sleep the way we do today. Many researchers believe they often woke up during the night, sometimes to add wood to the fire, sometimes to check for danger, sometimes simply because unusual sounds disturbed them. Then, once they knew everything was safe, they went back to sleep. In other words, their sleep wasn't always one long, uninterrupted 8-hour rest. It was flexible, always ready for survival. Because in the Stone Age, sleeping too deeply could cost you your life. And although humans had become much better at surviving the night, nature still had one final challenge waiting for them: winter. How did ancient humans survive freezing nights without heaters, blankets, or insulated homes? That's where their greatest survival skills truly began. But even after discovering fire, one enormous challenge remained: winter. Imagine the temperature dropping below freezing. The wind howls outside your cave. Food becomes scarce. The days grow shorter, and the nights seem endless. Without heaters? Without insulated houses? How did ancient humans survive? The answer wasn't strength, it was teamwork. Instead of sleeping alone, families slept close together. Body heat kept everyone warmer. Animal skins and thick layers of dry grass became the world's first blankets and mattresses. Some groups even blocked cave entrances with branches or stones to keep the freezing wind outside. Every small idea made the next night a little easier, and over thousands of years, those small improvements slowly became human traditions. But there was another reason sleeping at night became permanent. The daytime was simply too valuable. Think about everything ancient humans had to do before sunset: find enough food for everyone, collect fresh water, make stone tools, repair weapons, look after children, travel long distances, watch for dangerous animals. There simply weren't enough daylight hours to waste sleeping. Sleeping during the day meant losing precious time to survive. So humans naturally worked while the sun was up and rested when darkness arrived, generation after generation. This rhythm became deeply connected to our biology. Then, around 10,000 years ago, everything changed again. Humans began farming. Instead of moving from place to place, and people built permanent villages, then towns, then cities, life became much safer than before. But something never changed. People still woke up with the sun and slept after sunset. Thousands of years later, electricity was invented. For the first time in history, humans could turn night into day. We stayed awake watching television, working late, playing video games, scrolling through our phones. But our brains never fully adapted. That ancient biological clock, the one created hundreds of thousands of years ago, is still inside every one of us. That's why bright screens at midnight can make it harder to sleep. Your brain still believes light means it's daytime, and darkness means it's time to rest. So, how did ancient humans start sleeping at night? They didn't wake up one day and decide to do it. It happened gradually because daylight helped them find food, because darkness belonged to predators, because fire made night safer, because sleeping together increased their chances of surviving, and because over hundreds of thousands of years, evolution shaped their bodies to follow the rising and setting of the sun. Tonight, when you climb into a warm bed, turn off your lights and slowly fall asleep. Remember this: you're following the exact same rhythm that helped your ancestors survive one of the most dangerous worlds humans have ever known. The night changed, our homes changed, the world changed, but our ancient sleep clock never did. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into humanity's past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next mystery.